They was doing it together. Since y'all want to talk about crashing out, depression and shit.
Nah, it was betrayal. Cause how the fuck?
It was betrayal. They both was doing the shit. Want to be Bonnie and Clyde. Ryan. Like she said, she'd rather see him do 100 years before she see him out here living the life that she supposed to live. That's what it was about. She had no reason to put her mouth or go behind his back and talk to the detective about a case that she was not even on. Nothing to do with it. Don't know nothing about it. On top of that, she was lying. It didn't have shit to do with it. My brother was finna beat that case. That's where the depression came from. He literally was finna beat the fucking case. No evidence, no nothing. He ain't even did it. They couldn't pinpoint shit on him. They couldn't do nothing. They couldn't do it.
My life, nigga, I just my baby mama, bro. I just child mama, bro. Nigga don't understand, but like on TV, nigga, like somebody you took care of, somebody you made sure was straight, bro. She went against me, nigga.
She thought she was going over to talk. Maybe work something out. Maybe close a chapter cleanly. The way you try to when there's a child involved and you just want peace. She got in the car. She drove to his place. She knocked on that door. Or maybe it was already open, and she walked in. She never walked back out. And while her body was still there, while the air in that house hadn't even settled yet, he picked up his phone, opened Facebook, hit go live, and started talking. Not panicking, not sobbing, talking, calmly, deliberately, like he had been rehearsing this moment for a long time, and he finally had his audience. That's the part that people can't shake, not the murder. As horrific as it is, the world has heard of murders. It's the video, the way he looked into that camera and explained himself like he was owed understanding. Like the real tragedy here was everything that had been done to him. He spoke about betrayal, about pain, about a court case, about loyalty, about all the ways she had wronged him. And somewhere out in Montgomery, Alabama, Arianna Grant's child was about to grow up without a mother, while their father told the internet why she deserved it. But here is what that live stream didn't show you. Before all of this, before the gun, before the camera, before the graveyard, there was a text conversation. Someone named Keosha was blowing up his phone, begging, just come back home. Caleb, come home. Please. Over and over. Desperate. And his response? I can't. I want you to be happy. And then, and this is a line that will stay with you, I love you, Keosha, forever us, till death do us apart. He knew exactly what he was about to do. He had already decided, and he was saying goodbye. His real name was Caleb. The world knew him as Spell. And this is a story the algorithm wanted you to scroll past, but you're not going to, because she deserves better than that. Before we go any further, if stories like Arianna's matter to you, if you believe that real victims deserve more than a trending hashtag and a forgotten news cycle, please take 5 seconds right now and subscribe to Mistora Crimes. Hit the bell. Leave a like. It costs you nothing, but it tells the algorithm that these stories are worth telling. That people like Arianna are worth remembering, because they are. Every single one of them. Now let's get into it. Let's rewind. Who was Caleb? Who was Spell, really? Because here's what's complicated about this case. He wasn't a monster that everyone saw coming from a mile away. A former employer named Tiffany Janelle posted publicly after his death. She said he was one of her favorite employees, that he loved his family deeply and took pride in providing for them, that nobody truly knew the battles he was fighting except him and God. And at the end, she said she missed his call. He had called her. She didn't pick up. And that, she wrote, hurt her the most.
I'm her favorite employee.
That's true.
That is not the profile of a cartoon villain. That is the profile of someone that people around him genuinely cared about. Someone who held down a job. Someone who, by outward appearances, was trying. And that's exactly what makes cases like this so difficult to process. Because the people who are capable of the worst violence are often not the ones who look like they are. Now, Arianna, she was 29 years old, a mother, a woman from Montgomery who had a history with Caleb that went back far enough to produce a child together. And from everything that circulated after her death, she was simply trying to live her life. She had reportedly moved on. A new relationship, a new chapter. And for a man like Caleb, who wrote publicly about his son being his soft spot, who talked about changing for his child, who framed his entire identity around being a father and provider, watching her move on wasn't just heartbreak. It felt to him like losing the whole story he had built about himself. There is a photograph of the two of them together, leaning into each other in a hallway, his arms around her, her head tilted toward him. They look close. They look like two people who, at some point, meant everything to each other. That photograph matters, because it reminds you that this wasn't a stranger. This was someone she trusted, someone she had a child with, someone she had probably tried to leave before. And that's the part that never makes the headline. Now, here is where we have to go to his own words, because Caleb didn't just go live after the murder. In the days before, he posted a lengthy statement on Facebook. And I want to walk you through what he actually said, because it tells you everything about how his mind was working. He wrote that he had changed for his son, that he had stopped the street life to be a better father. And then, and this is where it shifts, he said Arianna was so hurt about him moving on, that she wanted him in prison, that she had testified against him in one case, forcing him to take a plea deal, and that she had then gone to detectives on a murder case he claimed she had no real knowledge of. He said she was lying and doing it just to see him gone forever. He wrote that she didn't think about how their son would need him, that she was willing to force a stepfather into a role only a biological father could play. Read that again. Really read it, because what he is describing, underneath all the legal language, underneath the betrayal narrative, is a man who could not accept that this woman had made choices without him. She had moved on. She had cooperated with law enforcement. She had decided her own future. And every single one of those decisions in his mind was something done to him. A personal attack, a betrayal, a humiliation. He even ended that post with a warning. Take this as your warning before destruction if you're in them streets. He was telling people something was coming. It was right there, in public, for anyone who knew how to read it. But here's the question that nobody is asking loudly enough. Did anyone around Arianna see that post? And now we get to the moment that has disturbed people most. Not the crime itself, but the last hour of his life and what it reveals about control. After he killed her, Caleb got on Facebook Live and laid out his case to the world.
She was willing to testify on me, fool. I'm talking on a murder case. She ain't got no knowledge of a fool. She went and told these folks I came to the house throwing up. Nigga, I shot so many niggas. I shot so many niggas. There ain't no reason for you to say I went and throwed up, nigga. How many niggas done felt this bitch? I ain't throwed up. I ain't throwed up. Nigga done felt this bitch so many times. Today, bro. You hear me? Man, cuz, listen, bro. If y'all need to come down this bitch out, if you fuck me, I love you, could go. It ain't gonna be no more, bro. I can't live with knowing I did no shit like that. I can't live with knowing that I whacked up for trying to go against me, bro. They go a lie. Nigga, I took care of my child, nigga, on TB. Nigga, I took care of my child, nigga. She ain't did nothing. She ain't buy my child no clothes, or shoes, or nothing. Nigga, I bought all that. I ain't no guy, nigga. I don't want none of my homeboys getting on their bed acting like I'm a guy, nigga. I ain't no guy, nigga. TB, nigga, so many niggas dead right now. On my baby, Gabriel Williams, whatever his name is, I whacked him on TB, nigga, 2 shots. I made the first, I hit him in the head the second shot, nigga. TB, nigga. Whack.
Then he sent that final text to Keosha, "Till death do us apart." And he drove to a graveyard. Police found his body there. He had taken his own life. The murder case was closed. No trial. No conviction. No moment where Arianna's family got to sit in a courtroom and watch someone be held accountable. He chose all of it. The timing, the platform, the location. Even the graveyard felt deliberate, like a final statement. And that is the thing about controlling people that we don't talk about enough. It doesn't end when the relationship ends. It doesn't end when the violence ends. For some of them, control is the last thing they reach for, even at the very end. He controlled how the story got told. He controlled the narrative. He made sure his version existed on the internet before anyone else's version could. But here is what he could not control. The text exists. That Facebook post exists. Tiffany Janelle's tribute exists. The woman who said she missed his call. The call that came right before he disappeared. All of it is out there. And it paints a picture that is more layered, more tragic, and more instructive than any single live stream confession. So let me ask you this, and I genuinely want to know what you think. Drop it in the comments right now. Do you believe the testimony was the real motive? Or was it jealousy dressed up in legal language? A man who needed a reason that sounded bigger than, "I couldn't let her go"? Because when you look at that Facebook post, when you see him talking about her moving on before he ever mentions detectives, what does your gut tell you? And what does it say about all the people around both of them who saw the signs and maybe didn't know what to do with what they were seeing? Arianna Grant was 29 years old. She was Montgomery's 17th homicide victim of 2026. She was a mother. She was someone's daughter. And in the end, she was a woman who tried to make a choice about her own life and was killed for it. Leave your theory in the comments. Tell me what you think really drove this. Tell me what you think the system missed, what the people around them missed, what we as a society keep missing every single time a story like this unfolds. These conversations are not comfortable, but they are necessary. And if this video meant something to you, subscribe to Mistora Crimes. We are here every single week going deep on the cases that deserve more than a scroll past. Real people, real stories, real questions that don't have easy answers. Hit the bell. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because awareness is the only thing that ever changes anything. Rest in peace, Arianna Grant.